2025 will be the biggest year in crypto history. Billions pouring in. Bitcoin hitting all-time highs over $100,000.
The Bitcoin rocket ship keeps climbing.
Bitcoin notched another record high.
And the Federal Reserve is just about to turn its money printer back on in order to buy assets for its balance sheet. We have the perfect storm for a bull run to last at least the next 6 to 12 months. So here's my plan to turn a $100,000 crypto portfolio into $1 million by the end of 2025. Welcome back to the VirtualBacon channel. My name is Dennis. I'm a crypto angel investor for the past 6 years, and I have invested in over 100 crypto startups. On this channel, I share views on market trends and investing strategy to build wealth in crypto. First, let me quickly explain my methodology for the 2025 crypto portfolio. From managing an altcoin portfolio over the last 2 years of bear market, as you have seen with our portfolio update series, I learned a valuable lesson, which is to only invest in the proven narratives. Out of all of our portfolio picks since 2023, the performance among different sectors have a drastic difference. Mainly the narratives around layer 2, DeFi, cross-chain, SocialFi, and GambleFi were just not popular at all, and this is why I am not focusing on them anymore. Instead, the only 5 narratives that I will focus on for this cycle are layer 1s, gaming, AI, RWA, and Memecoins. In today's portfolio, there are 3 specific exceptions I have which don't really fit into any single narrative. They are DeFi projects, but each of them have a broader narrative that they fit into as a beta play. We will talk about this in a bit. The other major shift I have made is I'm allocating heavier into altcoins versus Bitcoin. For the past 2 years, I have always maintained around 20% exposure of allocation to Bitcoin in my portfolio. But I believe now is the best time ever to reduce this allocation down to 10%. This is because I believe the full altcoin season has just started since mid-November. And for the first time in 2 years, I can see the broader altcoin market as a whole outperforming Bitcoin. This portfolio is also the most aggressive altcoin portfolio that I have ever made, holding 38 positions outside of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. This kind of approach only applies to the bull market. Across the 5 proven narratives, I have around 8 positions in each. If you want to follow this methodology, make sure that you have a full exit strategy in place before picking up such a large basket of altcoins. I have a criteria to hold any altcoin included in my portfolio for at least 1 month. So they are not day trading positions. Having said that, the bull market will move very fast and coins can do 10x before dropping 50% all within the same month. You have to decide for yourself. If you want to play the mid to low cap altcoins, you need to monitor them closely. If you want to just invest more passively, stick to the large caps only. Lastly, I get a lot of questions asking about when I buy and sell the altcoins in my portfolio. So now I have a monthly series on YouTube where I give a live update every month going over my changes. We also have a real-time portfolio spreadsheet that you can check out with the link in my bio, which includes all of the coins I'm currently holding, my entry and exit price, pie charts including the percentages of each category and each altcoin, as well as a full update log tracking all of the changes I have ever made. So because we are doing monthly updates now and with this spreadsheet, I won't be going as in depth for all the projects I've already covered or talking about my entry and exit prices. This video will focus more on the thesis of each position to explain why I like them. My goal with this current portfolio series, since we started it back in December, is to go from $100,000 of a portfolio and grow it to $1 million by the end of the bull run. And here's the performance we have had over the last 3 months. Starting from $100,000, the portfolio has grown to $206,000, doing a 106% growth. So far, this portfolio has outperformed Bitcoin by 1.2x, has outperformed Ethereum by 1.29x, and outperformed Solana by 1.3x in the same period. This is great to see, and my goal going forward is to keep up this performance and accelerate the returns. In order to reach our goal of $1 million by the end of this cycle, we need to do another 5x over the next 12 months. If we assume Solana and Ethereum can do another 3 to 4x, then we need to maintain this outperformance by 1.3x on top in order to reach a 5x return in dollar terms. Ultimately, this is my baseline when selecting altcoins. Sure, some of your favorite large cap altcoins will still go up in price because we are in the bull market. But if they cannot outperform Ethereum and Solana by about 1.3x, then I don't want to hold them anymore because I might as well just buy more Ethereum and Solana. I need to see a potential of at least 5x return in each of the altcoin I put into in our portfolio. Now, that's not necessarily a guarantee, but that has to have a probability of happening in order for the thesis to even make sense. Okay, without further ado, let's now get into the full portfolio. First, we have the core pillars of the portfolio with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Like we have mentioned earlier, I have decreased my Bitcoin allocation to 10% in preparation for the upcoming altcoin season. For Ethereum and for Solana, I have kept their allocations both at 20% still. The Ethereum versus Bitcoin ratio is showing early signs of reversal, and this typically happens right around this period when Bitcoin breaks a new all-time high and makes the price discovery. And coincidentally, the last time the ETH-BTC ratio started to go parabolically up was the Q4 of 2020 rally, and now we are right around the same time 4 years later in December 2024. Similarly, Solana has just been the outperformer of this entire cycle. Now, I'm not necessarily saying Solana is going to still outperform Ethereum from this point on, but I also don't want to say I only want to hold Ethereum. I'm really not sure which one will be the big winner in the layer 1 category of this cycle. So I'm keeping both Ethereum and Solana at the same percentage in my portfolio. Next, let's talk about the specific altcoins I have. Now, I won't be going over exactly how much of a percentage I have allocated to each position. Generally, they all fall in the similar range between 1 to 2%. For very high conviction bets, I then have up to 4% of my portfolio allocated to them. On the other end of the risk spectrum, for low caps and the meme coins that I have less conviction in, I then have as low as 0.5% allocation. The rest of the altcoins all fall into the middle of the range between 1 to 2%. The percentages these altcoins take up in my portfolio are updating in real time as their prices change. And this is why it's better if you just directly track the portfolio spreadsheet, which includes all of my updates as well. Let's get into the first category of altcoins, being the layer 1 altcoins. Starting from the top of the list, we have Avalanche. Avalanche is the closest competitor to Solana. Whenever Solana makes a run in price, avax is also tied into all the top narratives with gaming, RWA, and has DeFi roots tied to the Ethereum crowd. This makes me really confident to put avax as the first altcoin in my portfolio. This should perform just as well as Solana, if not slightly better. The second altcoin I have in the layer 1 category is Toncoin. Although Tom made a big splash in the first half of the year, it has been relatively under the radar for the last 2 to 3 months. I believe this is the best time to be getting into Tom because majority of their token unlocks has just finished. You see the explosive growth from 2023 to 2024 happening on Toncoin led to its market cap growing from $2 billion in June of 2023 to $20 billion by April 2024. However, within that same period of time, the price of Toncoin only grew from $1.40 to $8. So the market cap grew 10x while the price only did a 5x. You know what that means? The supply that's circulating has actually doubled in that period, which means a lot of insider tokens got unlocked. This led me down a rabbit hole of digging into the tokenomics of Tong. And TLDR here is that Tong was initially launched with a large pre-mine where majority of the token were actually pre-mined by the early adopters. Out of this amount, 1.08 billion from the early accounts were frozen for 48 months. This freeze period from February 2023 and will last until February 2025. Another large chunk of the supply got put into a lock contract called the Tong Believers Fund, and this started in October 2023, and this chunk of tokens will start to unlock starting from October 2025. You can track all of these addresses on any of the Tong explorers today. With these two pieces of information, we can then look at how much of the new supply will be coming into the market over this bull run. And the best place to track this is on DeFi Llama under this TON locker. According to this tracker, there will be very minimal amount of new tokens that comes onto the market until November 2025. This is when the TON Believers Fund using the Locker smart contract will start to release tokens periodically. And as you can see here, that matches perfectly in this red color, the TON Believers Fund. And then the other tranche of tokens will start to release in February 2027. This also matches with the early miner accounts that were frozen for 48 months since February 2023. So 4 years, that leads us to February 2027. So that means from now until October 2025, the supply will be relatively stable at a maximum of 2.66 billion tokens. Now, looking at the current circulating supply of TON, we sit at 2.55 billion. So there's only about 5% extra tokens that is still held within the treasury that could be coming onto the market over the next year. This is very promising and much better of a scenario than what we have seen from early 2023 until early 2024. This is why I still have TON in my portfolio, and although people aren't talking about it as much, this token distribution gives it a great chance to make another run by the end of this cycle. The next layer 1 I have in my portfolio is Kaspa with its CAS currency. Kaspa has one of the strongest communities in all of crypto, having a very fair token distribution schedule going through proof of work mining with halving schedules running for the last 3 years. Kaspa's price has also been consolidating for nearly a year now. Over 1 year ago, Kaspa's price was trading at 13 cents, and today it still trades at 15 cents. At some point, this will make another comeback. The next layer 1 altcoin I have in the portfolio is Aptos. This is the closest competitor to the Sui blockchain, as both of these blockchains use the similar programming language called Move, which is very powerful and comes from the Rust programming language that Solana uses. Both Aptos and Sui came from the same background behind the Libra project from Facebook. So with Sui making parabolic gains going from $1 to nearly $5 over the past 3 months, at some point Aptos should catch on. The next layer 1 altcoin on this list is Sei. Sei is also a hyper-scalable layer 1 blockchain, but the difference is that it supports the Ethereum virtual machine or EVM. The V2 mainnet for Sei just went live in July, and they have been quietly building an ecosystem of decentralized applications with increasing TVL. This new version of Sei is just as fast and cheap as Solana, Sui, and all the other super advanced layer 1s. I have done a full comparison between all of these hyper-scalable blockchains. You can check that video out right here. With the upcoming launch of Monad and Berachain both being hyperscalable layer 1 EVMs, Sei could be that competitor in the same narrative that really picks up traction. The good thing is that Sei is still relatively low in its market cap with $2.4 billion circulating and 5.7 FDV. This is going to be much lower than even the launch price of Monad because their last funding rounds were pushing them to multiple billions to even near $10 billion of valuation. The last layer 1 altcoin I have on this list is Algorand. I have covered why Algorand is my pick among the mainstream layer 1s category. You can check that out in this recent live stream that I have done comparing Algorand with its competitors like XRP, Cardano, Sui, Stellar, HBAR, etc. Although Algorand is in the same category of ISO 20022 standard altcoins that can support the payment rails that XRP, Cardano, HBAR, etc. all run on, Algorand is at a unique spot for a few reasons. Number one, the unit price of Algorand is quite low, below $1. This makes it much more attractive to its competitor Quant, trading at over $100 with a smaller amount of supply. Number two, Algorand is listed on all major centralized exchanges, including Coinbase, which is where the retails go to trade. This makes it more accessible than its competitor XDC network in this same category, since XDC isn't really listed on major exchanges. Number three, the price chart of Algorand is still looking quite strong because it hasn't run as much compared to XRP, Stellar, Cardano, or HBAR, which are all near its previous all-time high. Number four, the tokenomics of Algorand is quite strong because their accelerated vesting all finished in the bear market. This gives us 83% of the tokens already circulating out of the 10 billion total. And number 5, of course, Algorand is based in the US with a team that can benefit directly from the upcoming positive crypto regulations in the Trump administration. The next category of altcoins I have is layer 2s. Now, seeing how my previous portfolios have done, which I had a heavy focus on layer 2, I am taking this very carefully. I only have 2 layer 2 altcoins, and the criteria I use to select them is very strict. These layer 2s cannot only depend on the success of Ethereum in order to succeed. They have to be fostering their own ecosystem. They have to have a good token distribution schedule with large amount of supply already circulating, and they need to be willing to innovate outside of Ethereum and bring on its own users. The first layer 2 altcoin I have is mETH. mETH was one of the first layer 2s to launch back in summer of 2021, and this gives them a very fair token distribution with more than 60% of the tokens circulating. Since the bull run started in October 2023, they have also shown price outperformance, going from $11 all the way to $130. Again, that similar rally is starting in Q4 of this year, where mETH has already seen nearly a 2x gain. This is because mETH is very quick to adapt to the changing meta of meme coins, gaming, and AI. Whatever Solana and Base does, mETH is right there to take on those same initiatives. Today, mETH is almost like running its own layer 1 ecosystem instead of only serving Ethereum as a layer 2. The next layer 2 altcoin is Mantle with its MNT token. Mantle is backed by Bybit, coming from the BitDAO project. They have a huge treasury of Ethereum for staking yield, and they have their own ecosystem of liquid staking, DeFi lending platforms, and even meme coins. They have also brought in their own user base because they don't need to rely on the success of Ethereum, since they can come in through the ecosystem through Bybit Exchange and through Bybit's Web3 wallets. This is kind of like the success case of Binance Smart Chain and the Kronos chain in 2021. The Mantle token also had a major rally in Q4 of 2023 already, and that same rally is starting again in Q4 of this year. The performance of mETH and Mantle as layer 2s clearly shows that some layer 2s are just built better than the others. Next up, in the gaming category, I have 9 different altcoins. This is the largest category I have in my portfolio at the moment. The first gaming project I have is Superverse with its Super token. Super is by far the best performing gaming token in the bear market. They have infrastructure, token utility, and a cult-like community all built into one. The Super token is integrated with all major games and ecosystem, such as using them to participate in node sales, staking the Super token for airdrops of other game tokens, and recently the launch of Taunt Station is heavily rewarding for the Super token holders. So essentially, you can hold and stake one token to gain exposure to all of crypto gaming. This is what makes Super so powerful. The next gaming token I have in the portfolio is Beam. I have held this gaming project in my portfolio over the past 2 years. They have been running large initiatives as an avax subnet providing gaming infrastructure. But I speculated this wasn't their end game, and recently they have finally announced this big shift. Now Beam is moving to be their own layer 1 blockchain, and they have partnered with Abu Dhabi to launch the first ever gaming venture fund that's licensed in that region. They are also breaking into the AI sector with already a large stake in Aether for Deepin. And they are just now in the process of launching their own nodes in order to truly decentralize the network and have all their network supporters fully capture all the value that's created. The Beam token itself is also coming out of a 6 months consolidation period against the BTC chart, and now it's starting to outperform BTC's price movement. This is a really good thing to see for an altcoin in order to truly outshine the market in an alt season. The next gaming altcoin on this list is Zentry, and I am putting Zentry here in order to replace another similar pick that is Echelon Prime. I have removed Echelon Prime from my portfolio even though they are the most popular crossover project between gaming and AI. Their price action just hasn't been outperforming the market. When compared on the BTC ratio, they actually have been downward trending and have given back all of their gains since the bull market started in October 2023. So I still need to see more strength coming from this project. Now, Zentree, however, because they have just gone through a migration in the first half of 2024, they have a brand new chart, and that chart after its initial sell-off is already starting to create an uptrend pattern. Because the bull run is imminent, this is the kind of price action we need to see right now. Zentree is my bet now in the crossover of AI and gaming. They have just launched two major product lines. First is Nexus, which is their AI portal to harvest the players' social data in order to enhance their gameplay using AI. The other is a cross-world AI agent called Azul that follows you around into every game you play and tracks your progress to make the game more interactive. Now, just like Beam with its $200 million treasury, Zentree is also at a great spot when it comes to financials. They are currently holding over $140 million in their treasury, and they can deploy this for huge initiatives and even buybacks in the bull run. This is how they are able to lock down Ragnarok Online to bring it into Web3. This is the iconic MMORPG that really brings back my childhood. The next gaming altcoin on this list is Wilder World. Wilder is the most polished metaverse world by far, with 3+ years of building in the bear market. The content of Wilder World is miles ahead of its large competitors like Sandbox and Decentraland in both technology and content. Although Wilder still trades at only 1/10 of the valuation. Wilder has been teasing about this major content release happening on December 21st, and by the time this video is out, you should be able to check this out. I'm very much looking forward to see the levels of content they can produce. Wilder World is the only metaverse project I still hold in my portfolio for unparalleled upside. When Sandbox and Decentraland makes a comeback, this coin is going to run with it. Although price is already up 4x from the bottom, if you just zoom out, this is nowhere close to the previous all-time high of over $6. The metaverse hype was really something else, and Sandbox and Decentraland is still trading at multiple billions of dollars. The next gaming project is Xborg with its XBG token. Xborg is a player identity protocol with large esports clients like Team Liquid, Ninjas in Pajamas, and BDS. The super impressive feat that they have done this year is that they were the first project to do a full fair launch distribution with no token unlock overhang going to investors or early VCs. This is why after the initial consolidation period where tokens changed hands and their core believers came in and took over the project, the token was able to show amazing strength with no signs of stopping. I don't want to overthink this one. When the rally continues, I'm just going to continue to hold. I've covered this project since the day of launch at 7.5 cents, and I don't want to overthink this. We'll just continue holding it as long as the uptrend continues. The next fairly launched gaming altcoin on this list is Seed World. Seed World is the flagship game and the virtual world that's launched by the Seedify team. If you guys have been active in the crypto gaming space, you know that Seedify is one of the most successful gaming accelerators in this space. They understand how to launch a token properly, and this is why the Swirl token was also launched with only decentralized exchanges and starting at a low valuation of under 30 million. This allowed the community members to get in on the ground floor, and this creates a healthy price movement. At the time of recording, we haven't even seen the full game released yet, so there's a lot more catalyst events to look forward to going into this cycle. All right, two more fair launch projects that we have talked about before. The first one is Super Champs. Out of all of the fair launches, Super Champs is by far the most fair token distribution that I have ever seen right out the gate. They have released 88.5% of all of the token supply into circulation from day one. This is much more healthy of a token distribution than even some of the new meme coins that are launching today. This is why the price was super low initially, only trading at 15 million fully diluted valuation, but has since then done an 8x going over 100 million. Even after an 8x increase, the market cap is still only at 110 fully diluted valuation. This shows you the kind of power to let your core community get in on the ground floor. The Super Champs game studio has raised over $14 million since the last gaming bull run, and they are on track to build out a full ecosystem of mobile games in the same Super Champs art style. The final fair launch altcoin I have in my portfolio, and one that I have added in recently is Play Network. Play is one of the long-term favorites of mine, which used to be called ReadyGG, and I have featured this project way before it launched over 1.5 years ago, being my #1 hidden gem in Web3 gaming. Play is an infrastructure provider for converting Web2 games into Web3 seamlessly, and today they power more than 2,000 games with over 300 million monthly active users. These numbers are not made up. This is because they have a unique arbitrage angle of bringing in massively large player bases from underdeveloped regions of the world playing relatively low power demand games. By adding on crypto gaming into those ecosystems, the players earn more and the publishers earn more, and this also allows them to onboard all these games to the existing Web3 ecosystems and blockchains, and this provides them real users. So this arbitrage creates a win-win scenario. Play has raised over $10 million from VCs since the gaming boom in 2021, but they also waited to do a fair launch in this cycle just this month. The token went live trading at under $30 million of fully diluted valuation, much lower than any of the private investors' valuations. I have already covered this project right at launch, telling people to get in early, and we are up at a more than 2x profit so far. Even at today's metrics, at 65 million circulating market cap and 71 million fully diluted valuation, this is still much lower than all of the other infrastructure providers. Kudos to all the gaming teams doing fair launch today. The last gaming altcoin I have in this list, and one that I have just picked up, is Sidus. Sidus was a hugely popular space gaming title from 2021 led by a veteran gaming studio. In the bear market, Sidus built out a full incubator with Sidus Pad, their own flagship RTS game, the Xena game, and more recently the Tong Station app, which has gotten over 800,000 real users from the Telegram ecosystem into their games. Today, the Sidus token looks very flat on the charts with crazy multiples to the previous all-time high. On the log chart, however, you see the real price action happening. Actually, Sidus has already started to run since Bitcoin started its rally in November 2023. And look at this, when compared to the Bitcoin ratio, Sidus has actually outperformed the price performance of Bitcoin by over 2x over the last year. This puts Sidus as one of the only gaming projects from the last cycle that have managed this type of performance in the bear market. The only other example that I have found is Superverse. Digging a little bit deeper of why exactly this happened at that time, you see that the Sidus token unlock schedule is very interesting, with all of the early token supply having just finished their unlock by September to October 2023. This means over the past 12 months, there have been no extra token unlock, and the only increase in token supply over the past 12 months has been going to their reserve. So there hasn't been any sell pressure coming from the VCs or early investors. Combining all of these points, I have taken a position in Sidus as they are clearly set to make a comeback in this cycle with no token unlock overhang since October 2023, and multiple titles having already released with more to come, a proven track record since the last bull and bear cycle, and a deep understanding of crypto user attention by being able to tap into the Telegram user base with their own mini app to funnel in huge amounts of users. At 130 million of FDV, this is definitely one to pay attention to. Moving on to the AI category of my altcoin portfolio. My focus here is on projects which are decentralizing AI model training and inference, which can support AI agents and other applications. I am less interested in deep-in networks that are providing GPU power, since these are typically higher valued and saturated. It's harder to find projects with good valuation in this area, although I do have two on my list. The first AI altcoin I have is Near Protocol. In my view, this is the #1 blue chip project in the AI category. They check all the boxes to become the leading layer 1 blockchain for AI applications. Near fully supports MetaMask and all their wallet infrastructure for easy onboarding. Near was also launched as a layer 1 blockchain for smart contracts first. However, the two co-founders of Near are both AI researchers, and the Near team have deep AI roots. So now this puts Near at the best of both worlds for smart contract development and AI development. This is why I believe Near will be the most advanced AI smart contract layer 1 of this cycle. The second AI altcoin I have on this list is BitTensor. BitTensor's Tau is the most sought after asset in not only Web3 but also the traditional VC world. They are often seen as the decentralized competitor to OpenAI. And don't let the $11 billion of fully diluted valuation scare you. The BitTensor Tau token has had a halving schedule based proof of work distribution, and the circulating supply will grow from 7.4-ish million to around 10 million over the next year. This isn't too bad for this bull run. And more importantly, these rewards are released proportionally to all miners of the network. There are no VCs, no team, or no advisor tokens. If you're investing in AI cryptos, you have to have exposure to BitTensor. The third blue chip project on this list is AO's network. AO's is my choice in the large caps for a deepen project. I think this is one of the only few projects that are in a sweet spot for the level of technology and adoption they have versus their market cap. The only comparable project with these metrics is Akash network. I think they will perform similarly. Deepen really became a popular narrative in the last 2 years. Hence, there are a ton of newly launched Deepen projects with large amounts of token unlock still coming up. But since AO's launched back in April 2021, all of their tokens have finished unlocking, and you can clearly see when that has roughly happened sometime in Q4 2023. The next AI project I have, and relatively a sleeper pick, is Arweave. I have held Arweave in my portfolio for the majority of 2024. Although the price hasn't done as well as the first half of the year, I really think this is not the time to be getting out of this project. The biggest catalyst that Arweave has for the past 3 years is just coming up in February. This is called the AO the Computer, a decentralized computing layer sitting atop Arweave, and their mainnet is about to launch with their new token in February. Although Arweave has underperformed in my portfolio in the last 3 months, I plan to see this position through until the end, and I do plan to exit sometime in February. With price consolidating for 5 months, this is a relatively safer spot to be getting into this coin. The next project in the AI category is Humans AI. Humans is one of the most advanced AI agents network that focused on this narrative way before it was cool. Their brand speaks for itself. They have been actively developing human-like AI agents for years. Their AI agents can both work in real life as robots and in virtual environments as assistants. Recently, their agent even launched their own Memecoin and deployed it from scratch, all without the need for a blockchain developer or wallet custody. This was demonstrated on the Crypto Banter livestream. At $260 million fully diluted valuation, this is quite a powerful project in the mid-cap range if you are interested in AI agents narrative. Next up on the list, we have Based AI, another new addition to my portfolio. Based AI is also a super powerful AI compute network relative to its valuation. You can create these agents called creatures, and their ecosystem already have some breakout agents like one representing the GME Ethereum meme, and it is going absolutely viral on CT. In order to create agents and harness compute power, you need to stake for brains on the network. This feeds into the token value capture. The brand of this Based AI network is also very attractive to retail since they are developed by the same team of Memecoins, the OG Pepe meme coin launched in 2016. We will talk more about Memecoins in the meme section in a bit. Next up on the list, we have PAL AI. PAL has been the strongest performing AI altcoin in the bear market since 2023. They are focused on developing AI bots, which is the precursor to the AI agents narrative. Now, recently, you guys might know they had a hiccup with their merger with the ASI Alliance. TLDR there is that their community was not happy because they're merging their supply with a much larger token valued at multiple billions of dollars. This takes away all the potential upside that the current holders could see. So the PAL team listened to their community and withdrew from the merger, preserving their current low token supply and valuation. This is why you see the price quickly recovering from the bottom of 15 cents, now more than 2x above at 32 cents. PAL just got listed on Bybit recently, which is giving them much deeper liquidity versus before when they were mainly trading on Uniswap. Currently sitting at 2.5x from just the March highs, and remember, this coin launched in the bear market, so we are yet to see the potential of this project. The last AI altcoin I have is Solana, and this is another DeepIn project, this time in the mid-cap category, coming in at $430 million FDV. Remember the problem I have explained before where DeepIn only became a popular narrative over the past 2 years, and thus you have too many projects with too much token that's still locked up, waiting to be vested to early investors. Well, Solana actually launched their token way back in January 2022, over nearly 3 years ago. Solana was first a code deployment platform, and 1 year ago, they pivoted to serve AI compute and DeepIn. This pivot essentially was a restart for the project, and it helped them start from the ground floor and build up a network of GPU power without the crazy high valuations. They're currently going through the test grid phase 3, which is the final step to mainnet. And Solana's main grid of GPU power will be launching on January 14th, 2025. The last point I really like about Solana is that they are native to the Solana community and have been presenting at every single Solana breakpoint event. The Solana community loves AI and GPU compute networks. But when you look on decentralized exchanges, Radium, Jupiter, Orca, whatever, there are very few legit and real products to show for it because Solana is full of meme coins that are launched in the trenches. The only real competitors that Solana has are the two giants, IONET at 3 billion and Render at 6 billion fully diluted valuation. The next category on my list is RWA. Now, I only have 2 projects in the RWA category right now. This is because I have just sold my Ondo and Mantra positions as we have been up more than 4x on both of these altcoins since our entries. Both of these projects still have upside, no doubt. However, I don't know if they can do another 5x plus, which is the kind of returns we need from an altcoin today in order to justify holding it instead of just holding Ethereum or Solana. So I am still actively looking for more RWA altcoins. The first RWA altcoin I have right now is Axelar. Axelar is a cross-chain infra connecting all chains, but they go beyond just Ethereum and the EVM and Solana. Instead, they really like to focus on the RWAs and the enterprises, and they want to target large pockets of liquidity with institutional adoption on the chains that are usually not connected to the rest of the world. Currently, there are 69 chains being connected through Axelar, and some of the most interesting names on here. For example, Axelar is integrated with the XRP ledger, so you can transfer XRP ledger tokens or any tokenized assets on there onto Ethereum, for example, for trade. Similar connections include Solana, Stacks, Stellar, Sui, Tong, and Hedera. These are all very niche chains that the crypto natives don't really use, but have huge amounts of institutional liquidity or retail adoption, like in the case of Tong. Remember, this is also on top of natively supporting all EVM chains and all Cosmos chains like AVAX, BNB, Base, Arbitrum, etc. So any institutions that are tokenizing assets on these specific chains like XRPL, Stellar, etc. can actually bridge their tokens onto other blockchains using Axelar. This is the only way. We have seen the Monetary Authority of Singapore's Project Guardian to select Axelar as their interoperability provider, and similar cases like Onyx by JP Morgan, MasterCard, and Deutsche Bank. The other RWA project I have in my portfolio is Clearpool. Clearpool is the first decentralized credit marketplace serving over $100 million of total value locked today. And they are also launching their own Layer 2 network dedicated for RWA assets called Ogin. This is very similar to the Mantra network. All of the RWA yield that's deposited on the network are distributed natively. And what's really cool is that Clearpool is the only Layer 2 network apart from Base that is launched by a fully licensed custodian called Hextrust. Hextrust has over 270 plus institutional clients and over $5 billion in assets under custody. Clearpool has 72.5% of the tokens circulating, and after bottoming out over the bear market for the last 3 years, price is finally starting to make a move towards previous all-time high. Within the RWA narratives, this is one of the most fairly priced project right now that still has a ton of potential to move in to the large cap category. Next up, some unique projects in the DeFi category that doesn't fit exactly into RWA or something very specific, but are very innovative. First of all, we have Ampleforth. Ample is one of the OG DeFi protocols running since DeFi summer 2020 and dating back as far as summer 2019. They were the inventors of rebasing tokens, which are widely used in DeFi today. Now, recently they have introduced a new protocol called Spot, which is a fully decentralized commodity money, or commonly known as a flat coin. The goal of Spot is meant to beat out inflation by outpacing a typical stablecoin while still being much more stable than the commodity monies like Bitcoin or Ethereum. And this is made possible because the Ampleforth protocol has been running smoothly for the past 5 years. Even in the boom and bust cycles, the protocol never broke, even though it's fully decentralized. Now, 3 reasons why I'm bullish on Ample and Spot right now. This isn't your typical stablecoin project that has no upward potential. Number 1, Spot protocol is a direct competitor to the RWA narrative giants like Ethena. Ethena's yield generating stablecoins are based on centralized yield coming from exchange arbitrage. You can directly see this on their dashboard where they have deposited Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, staked Ethereum LSTs onto exchanges like Binance, Bybit, OKX, in order to make that arbitrage and distribute the yield. Whereas in the case of Spot, the whole system is fully decentralized. But still, you can get similar levels of yield that the institutions really like. Stable yield above 20% using a delta neutral strategy by holding Spot and USDC. Second reason why I'm bullish on Ample right now, the total value lock of Spot and Ample, the protocol, will likely increase in January. Currently, this number sits at between $23 to $30 million. In January, with the launch of their Bootstrap program, they will be paying extra rewards in order to bootstrap new liquidity, which they are forecasting to create upwards of $50 million of new TVL. And the best thing is that Ample will directly benefit from the increase in TVL from the Spot protocol because the two are interconnected within the protocol. As you can see, the last time Spot's TVL increased from 8 million to 40 million, so did the Ample token supply, and thus the wrapped Ample price also increased from $8 to $40 exactly. This is how the system functions. So if you are bullish on the TVL increase of Spot, well, you don't have to speculate on some random governance token. The supply increase of Ample will directly reflect that, and that will be the way that people can see the real growth. Lastly, Ample and Spot has a one-of-a-kind vision to create a low volatility commodity money that can sustain multiple cycles with lower and lower drawdowns than all other cryptos. This is what they call the evergreen cycle. We will explain this concept in future videos. For now, to have easy access to Ampleforth and Spot, I have added wrapped Ampleforth to my portfolio. This is the direct way to track the growth of the protocol with the wrapped Ampleforth price. Since the main Ampleforth protocol uses rebase, the real growth here comes from the supply increase and decrease. If you want a way to track this in terms of price and an easy way to speculate on this token, you need to use this wrapped version, which translates the supply growth into a price chart growth. Next up in my portfolio, I have Swissborg. Swissborg is one of the longest running and fully regulated crypto apps in the EU, starting from way back in 2018. Now, they made a big splash in the last cycle in early 2021, reaching over $1.5 billion in fully diluted valuation. This year, they just made a big commitment to adopt decentralized exchanges with their mETH exchange engine. This is the main catalyst that I'm excited about. Swissborg is the only exchange aggregator that can connect traditional fiat on-off ramps with not only centralized exchanges, but also decentralized exchanges. The first major blockchain that they support is Solana, with the top 5 dexes all supported on Solana, including Radium, Orca, Meteora, Phoenix, and Lifinity. This makes Swissborg one of the only competitors to the giant aggregator in Solana, the Jupiter exchange. Jupiter essentially has a monopoly in Solana right now. all the trading platforms, trading bots, and projects themselves have to integrate with Jupiter for routing their trades and using limit orders and DCA orders. However, Jupiter charges a crazy high fee. Swissborg can potentially disrupt this whole sector by offering a solution that's more powerful and also more democratized. This is how they have been listing some of the most trendy meme coins on their native app, which people can swap into directly coming from fiat. Plus, Swissborg has a die-hard community that can be onboarded to their newly listed token. This is very similar to the hype you see in the Moonshot app. One of the most successful launches this year, the Xborg token, is actually related with Swissborg and actually launched using Swissborg's technology. This hugely contributed to their token's success. Unlike on Jupiter, where the team doesn't give any support to the projects and only rake in the fees, the Swissborg team understands this fair launch meta really well, as proven by Xborg. They even went as far to offer this service called BorgPad, which aims to help projects do a fair launch. Swissborg is trading at only 1/30th of the valuation of Jupiter, while offering a much better token distribution, having nearly all of the tokens circulating. This is my bet for the trading infrastructure on Solana, and one of the only altcoins in this category of Solana alts that are not highly overvalued. The last standout project I have in my portfolio is mETH protocol with their token Cook. mETH is a liquid staking protocol launched by Mantle, which is also backed by Bybit. Hence, this is why they have a huge amount of TVL relative to other restaking protocols. Just look at DeFi Llama. mETH protocol currently sits at over $1.8 billion of total value locked, number 5 in terms of largest staking protocols. However, when comparing the market cap, mETH is still trading much lower than its competitors, such as EtherFi at $2.8 billion, Renzo at 500 million, and Puffer at 720 million. mETH protocol currently trades at 170 million fully diluted valuation, even though they have higher TVL. So in my mind, this is a good beta play to the Mantle ecosystem. It is a good beta play to the upcoming Ethereum and Ethereum staking narrative if we see a comeback of the eigenlayer restaking crates. This is by far the most undervalued coin in this category. I don't have a ton of exposure here because I don't know if this narrative will truly pick up. But even if this narrative doesn't pick up, mETH protocol will still have that large gap in terms of market cap difference that could be the potential upside. And of course, since the protocol is directly launched by the team at Mantle, this is as official of a support as you can get from one of the largest exchanges in the world, Bybit. So this project definitely has a ton of legitimacy behind it. Okay, last but not least, in the meme category, I have 9 altcoins. I have covered my thesis on investing in memes, which is to bet on the market leaders above $100 million in market cap that have good exchange listings and are backed by real ecosystems or real teams. You can find my full deep dive on my recent live stream called Can You Still Make Money with Meme Coins? I'm just gonna breeze through all of these because these are meme coins. There's not that much technology to talk about them, and they just need to check off all the same boxes. So first of all, we have PayPay. PayPay is the #1 meme on Ethereum for the cycle. You hold PayPay, you get basically the largest potential of meme growth. This is the Doge of this cycle. They launched their own proof of work blockchain and were heavily involved with early meme communities like the rare PayPays, even before NFTs were a real thing. So they truly understand the culture deeply. They have also launched the Base AI network, which we have covered earlier, so there is real technology that the team is able to deliver. In my eyes, this is a good beta play on the PayPay trend, coming in at 470 million valuation versus the larger PayPay at 10 billion valuation. There is undoubtedly more upside here. Next meme coin I have is MOG. This is the #2 meme on Ethereum, currently trading at 1.27 billion valuation. Still quite a ways to go towards its top. I'm still holding it. Next up, we have Brett. This is the #1 meme on the Base blockchain, 1.64 billion valuation, still in that value range that I could see potentially running towards $10 billion by the end of this cycle. The next one is WIF. This is pushing towards $3 billion valuation. you have to really think if you want to hold this still. There are two leading memes on Solana. You can either pick up WIF or Bonk. They're basically all the same narrative. I could see potentially another 4 to 5x for both of these. The next meme is more interesting. It's called Goat CS Maximus. This is the leading meme in the AI agents narrative. It's the first AI agent created meme coin. So far, this is the only meme coin in the AI agents narrative that's listed on Binance with its perpetual futures listing. It has been relatively under the radar over the past 2 months as other AI agents start to make a come up, but none of them are as legit as this one. In my opinion, this is just consolidating, and with its large exchange listings already, this will be a blue chip AI agent meme of this cycle. Next up, we have the Foxy meme coin. This is a smaller percentage of my portfolio, only at 0.4% right now. Relatively lower market cap as well at 140 million. This is the top meme on the Linea Layer 2 blockchain, which is behind MetaMask and Consensus. Linea is planning to launch their own token in Q1 of 2025, and Foxy is the best beta bet on this event. Next, we have Puff the Dragon. This is the top meme coin on the Mantle ecosystem, again supported by Bybit. Puff is launched by the same team of mETH protocol and was involved in their official airdrop. So again, another beta bet on the success of not only Mantle but also the mETH protocol. And heavily supported by Bybit, you know that this meme coin is much more legit than your anonymous teams. This is one of the most important things to check off when investing in meme coins. Is there a legitimate team? Speaking of legitimate teams, that is our last meme coin called M3M3, which I have just added to my portfolio in the last couple weeks. You can check out my thesis on this coin again in our meme coin livestream. M3M3 is the first meme launched on Meteora's meme coin farming platform with the same name. Now, Meteora is the #2 largest decentralized exchange on Solana, just behind Radium. It's also the same team of Jupiter, which not a lot of people actually know, and Jupiter's token currently sits at $10 billion fully diluted valuation. Meteora's mETH token is set to launch sometime in the next 2 quarters, which could be involving M3M3 as potentially an airdrop. The founders of Meteora and Jupiter have also both heavily engaged with the M3M3 meme coin on Twitter. So there is that legitimate connection there, even though they don't want to say this is an official token. This is just like the Wen meme coin launch right before Jupiter launched the Jupe token. And the Wen coin went as far as 500 million in speculation. There's going to be a consolidation period. You have to have patience, but once Meteora announces their own token, this token should start to pick up as the main beta play to that launch. That's why I have a relatively smaller allocation of 0.5% in this portfolio to M3M3, but I plan to hold it for a while. Okay, these are all of the altcoins in my portfolio today, and let's quickly look at our portfolio composition right now. We have 10% in Bitcoin, 20% in Ethereum, 20% in Solana. And in terms of categories, the largest one is at 16.4% in gaming. Next one up is 10.9% in AI. I have 7% in meme, 6.8 plus 2.1, so 9% in layer 1s and layer 2s, 3.1% in RWA, 3.7% in DeFi. Although I think RWA is under allocated right now, I will be looking for more RWA altcoins to pick up. That is the pie of today. As mentioned before, you can check out my portfolio spreadsheet linked in the description, and all my updates will be included in here, including all of the update logs of when I'm buying or selling any of the altcoins in this portfolio. For my personal exit strategy in this bull market, make sure to check out this video called My 4 Steps Plan to Crush the 2024 Crypto Bull Run. In there, I highlight a specific scenario based on time, based on the market price of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and based on the market trend on Bitcoin's price action. Sometime over the next 6 to 12 months, I plan to sell all of my altcoins and only hold cash and Bitcoin. The specific timing will be based on when my exit conditions are met, but definitely within the year of 2025. So even though I am fully exposed to altcoins right now and I am very bullish, when the time is right, I will make a similar portfolio update video, but in that video, I will only have 2 coins in the portfolio with with USDC and Bitcoin. Because I have an exit strategy in place right now, I can then feel comfortable dialing up the risk and deploy into more altcoins at this moment. You also don't need to follow my portfolio exactly as it is. I am in the trenches researching altcoins every single day, and this is why I can hold and rotate into mid to low cap altcoins. If you are not an active investor, you don't need as many coins as I have. Just hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and then pick up the top 2 to 3 largest altcoins by market cap in these 5 categories that I have talked about: layer 1s, AI, gaming, RWA, and meme coins. Holding the largest 2 to 3 altcoins in each sector is all you need for the bull run if you are not as active of an investor. And that is it for this video. Let me know how I'm doing in this portfolio so far. Do you agree or disagree with my approach of heavily going into altcoins by this time of the bull market? Let me know down in the comments what your strategy is, if you plan to allocate a lot to altcoins or if you are still taking a more passive approach. And if you want the quickest alpha with all my portfolio updates, you should definitely follow me on X at VirtualBacon0x. I tweet out all my portfolio updates, including all my buy and sells, right when I make them. They are not going to be always updated as quickly in these monthly videos. Lastly, check out our own community called The Coiners, with 5 other analysts and myself posting signals, weekly live streams, answering questions, and open chat for anyone to participate in, share your ideas, so you can check your thesis with others. If you are a whale with large trading volume, we also have a VIP program. You can go check it out on pro.thecoiners.io. You can have a direct line of access to our team, including myself. We can chat with you directly one-on-one, providing you with support and research requests on specific altcoins, on TA, whatever you may need. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.